Hi everyone, it's Colette with Organizing by Oz, and welcome to my live Ask an Organizer series. Tonight we're going to be talking about how to organize for family upcoming events and also all of the holidays that we celebrate throughout the year. Oftentimes I'm asked two questions. One, how do we organize all this stuff? And two, where do I start and find the time? So those two questions I'm going to hopefully answer for you tonight. And I would love to hear any questions you have about how to prepare for family events. So for example, we just finished Halloween that many people celebrate. And so we're putting away the Halloween stuff. And if you are a military family or have friends and family that are actively serving, you may be preparing for our Remembrance Day celebrations if you live in Canada. So you may have wreaths or other family war memorabilia that you kind of want to have stored in your home during this time. We then have many religions in this country that we celebrate. And so again, you might have family events and traditions that go around those religious events, and also Christmas and then New Year's and all of the holidays that start throughout the year. So let's get started with how the heck do we sort and decide what to keep, what to go, and what can go away. Bins. I'm going to share three things that are a must when figuring out what to keep and how to organize our stuff. I love bins. And I love labels. So for example, all my Halloween stuff, before I put it away for the season, my family goes through and we're like, what do you think? Is this getting trashy? Is it time for it to go? Can we use it for another year? Have we passed the phase and stage of where our youngest child is? And then we're actually putting away things that we know we're going to use for next year. The things that we're not going to use or that got broken this time are actually put in the trash. Or if they're still in really good shape, we donate it. So again, you're not putting things away and you're not wasting time next year going, why did I keep this? And have more bins than you need. Then once that bin is done, the label is put on it and it's stored. And I don't look at it again until the following year. And how I organize, we have a lot of things in our garage. We've put storage up top. And so for us, all of my family events and family holiday things are in bins and labeled per the month. So for example, by the time Christmas is coming up for us, I have my Christmas bins are now at the front because as I've gone throughout the year, I've been moving the bins and putting them behind, and the things that are coming up are coming more forward. The second thing I do is as we are pulling things out, if I haven't had time for the whole family to get together and do that, I will just pull everything out and we will use what we have. If we have time at that point, we will do the same thing. We will look at it. Is this doable? Does it go in the trash? All of those things. And then we're putting it out, we're displaying it, and it's fine. At the end of that season or the end of that event, we are removing it pretty much within a week of it happening. And again, deciding, is it still good to use next year? Or can it get donated? Or can it go in is it time for it to go in the trash? So again, you're saving time in the future by doing it now as you're putting things away. It's also really helpful because then you know you don't need to go out and buy another bin. If you are someone, though, that needs to see what's in your bins, you want to get clear bins. You want to get bins that are plastic because if we're storing things in our basement where things get damp, or we're storing them in our rafters of our garage or in our upstairs areas, and then the humidity. So I like the plastic Rubbermaid bins because they actually keep my things safe from flooding. If I need to grab something quickly, I can just grab it. Everything I need is in the bin. So I hope those two tips have been helpful. Wreaths are really great. I know with Remembrance Day coming up, I actually use the wreath storage bins for Christmas wreaths. And you can use those for your Remembrance Day wreaths. You can do really nice shadow boxes for your Remembrance Day memorabilia. So for my family, my cousin actually did a really beautiful shadow box of my grandparents' medals from the war. I know my brother too, he has his things set aside so that with Remembrance Day, those are special things that come out during that time. And again, depending on your religious or cultural beliefs, you may have other things coming up near. So if you're in the States, for example, you have Thanksgiving coming up in a few weeks. And then, of course, the big event for most folks is Christmas or the other holidays. So I hope that those things have been helpful in terms of figuring out how to store things, where to store things, how to keep things in order so that you're not wasting time when you're going through seasonal and family events. We tend to have a setting for every event. So I know a lot of my friends for Thanksgiving, they have special Thanksgiving plates and special things that they put on their tables for decorations. All of that stuff takes space. So again, if you can pre-plan, or as you're putting it away, thinking in the future, it will actually save you time and money, because again, you will remember what you have, and you won't be going out and buying it last minute when things are on a higher price, and you might have the duplicate because you can't remember what you have. You can also, on the outside of your bins, depending on how much you need to be organized. I'm a visual person, so I have the blue bins, but on the outside of the bin actually is a list of all the things that are in that bin. So for example, I could say Halloween, here's everything in that bin. I have Thanksgiving, here's everything in that bin. Remembrance Day, I have everything in this bin. And Christmas, I have my bins set aside. Easter, same thing. And so again, as you're rotating them through, you're pulling them forward, as I mentioned, and so you're not digging in the back for items. So I hope that those tips have been helpful in getting you ready for the year of your family events and celebrations, and that it saves you money in the end, and it helps you stay more functional with your space, so that again, you're not purchasing more things that you need, and you're just living a more functional lifestyle, and your space looks nice and organized and neat. So again, you can have different colored bins for different seasons. There's so many different options. They come in so many different sizes, or just try and use what you have already until you figure out a system that works for you. But the biggest thing you can do for yourself is start with the bin, then label what's in the bin, set your timer, and just sort through and decide, when was the last time I displayed this in my home? Is it really us still, or can it go? Again, I'd love to answer any questions you have. This is your time to ask an organizer. And if you have any upcoming family events or holidays that you want some help or assistance with, I'd love to hear your comment below. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear about that too. If you have a future topic that you would love some input and ideas around, I too would love to hear from you. So send me a messenger message if you'd like, or you can email me at hello@organizingbyoz.com. If you missed our organizing your clothing closet, feel free to watch the replay. Last week we talked about sharing spaces, so we did craft rooms and home offices. You can also check out my Pinterest boards under Organizing by Oz. Under Pinterest, I have tons of ideas depending on the room, function, and space that you're needing for that area. And just any comments in general, I'd love to hear from you and hopefully answer your questions. So our Ask an Organizer by Oz series is almost wrapping up for the night. I usually do 10 minutes every week. But again, I really hope to see you next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can ask me anything regarding organizing, and I would be happy to answer them. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for giving me a thumbs up, Ivory and Nicole. And I hope that you guys have an awesome rest of the week and that you are finding these tips helpful. So live from Lethbridge, that's where I am this week. Sorry for the lighting. It's the best I could do with our hotel lighting. This was my option. Really, really bright, or really, really kind of not so bright. Just thanks again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next week. So take care and chat later. Bye.